Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is a scene for Sept of the Howling Wind, a Werewolf the Apocalypse venue set in San Diego. So Jesse spent most of the day at City Hall, um, basically doing the research that he was set to do on the nightclub that they are investigating. And unfortunately, because of that, was absent during today's festivities, as it were. So, without any knowledge what has happened, Jesse essentially kind of walks onto Sept ground carrying a thick file folder and like a couple of just random kind of looks like paperwork type stuff with kind of a not a tired, but just he spent a little bit too long over books look on his face, being impatient and absent-minded. And he's just walking through the Sept.
The Sept is unusually quiet as Jesse walks onto it. As he comes on, though, Sierra will show up. I'm just going to note this right now. Sierra looks super angry. Significantly more angry than usual.
So when the angry Foster approaches him, he will actually, in instinctual deference, kind of show his throat. Like he'll tilt his head back and kind of his eyes go a little bit wide. Like, I'm not playing. What do you know? We're down.
Oh, Sierra stops and her eyebrows go up. She'll say, "Jesse, hey, you been cleansed yet?"
No.
I got you then.
He'll shrug. Sure, okay.
Sierra's gonna go ahead and cleanse him. Lindsay, do you want this to be rolled, or can we just hand wave it?
No, cinematic's fine.
Okay. So
she goes offer the paperwork to her when she's done. By the way,
she'll take it and say thanks, Jesse. Listen, we need to talk some. Have you been on Sept at all today?
Did you say off or on?
Have you been on Sept at all today?
I got up at 6 a.m. and went to the courthouse for 8 a.m. when it opened, and I've literally been there all day until right now. Like, his eyes are a little bit red. It's really clear that he's been, like, doing heavy work today.
All right. I'm sorry to add more to it, but...
Okay. You want to go back to my place? Let me get some coffee and kind of stretch. And...
do you mind when things get broken? You might frenzy.
I mean, I don't think ever fall into frenzy after my first change, but maybe today will be the day. He'll smile.
Hey, to put it into perspective, Jesse, I got close.
I mean, my kinfolk, I think, may be home, but... He'll text him and see where he is. I guess it'd be up to the ST where he is. I just realized that. Oops. I'm sorry. For a moment, I blanked and forgot I wasn't the ST in this game. But he'll shrug and say, it's fine. Let's just go back to our place.
All right. We'll definitely need some coffee or a drink when you hear this.
I mean, I got both and I got bowls. We can smoke it too. And he'll shake his head like, whatever you need, I got you.
All right.
So they'll go home, back to his place. I think he said fucking two-family home, whatever. And he'll go into the eat-in kitchen, he pulls out some like leftovers, starts getting them going, some leftover pasta shit. I was like, you want in on this?
Out of character, is there any meat in that pasta?
Yes.
Sierra will say, just go ahead and give me the meat, it's fine.
He'll nod. Okay. He'll actually, if she says that, he'll pull out some leftover like burgers or something and give her the patties. And he'll make some coffee, kind of sit down with a cup and yawn. I'm sorry, I'm so tired. I'm not fantastic at doing that kind of work, but anything to help out, you know?
Hey, it's fine. I'm sorry if I looked like I was trying to pull up on you.
No, it's just cool. You look really angry. I mean, what's up?
Just we went on the mission to go and get Desiree's dad today.
Mm.
Uh, we got him, but we lost Lefty.
Oh,
Uh,
how's Kate doing?
I'm not gonna lie, Jesse, not well.
I have to get her. He looks like he is immediately ready to get up and go, but then he kind of stops and sits down and like doesn't white knight essentially. He'll get to his food and, you know, kind of unwinding first.
Yeah, I know you weren't particularly close with him. At least as far as I know. In fact, I know that because of the issues with Lefty and Kate, you were somewhat inclined to not be... He was not inclined to be your favorite person in the world, but a lot of us knew him for a long time.
He'll shake his hand and he'll say, I had no quarrel with him whatsoever. I'm serious.
Okay. All right.
His that situation frustrated me, and I did it doesn't matter because there were no choices to be made. He'll kind of just hold his hands up like it's not even an issue now.
All right. All right. She'll hold out her hands like she ain't even trying to do that tangent anymore, but she'll go on and say, yeah, when we brought his body back to Sept, it was just a giant clusterfuck with... I know Binary deeply cared about him too, and I guess something happened between her and Kate, and apparently Binary was extremely angry with her about something, and I'm not gonna lie, part of the reason I was so angry was that she was basically throwing shit your way too. She was talking that good shit.
His powerful furrow.
I'm not gonna lie, I had to stop myself from frenzying. And then I had to stop myself from going into the Umbra and binding a Darkness Spirit to her.
What'd she say?
I wasn't able to say anything to her quite yet because Dazzles got into the situation and basically made everyone calm down. But I am going to be talking to her about her behavior regarding you.
Yes, but what did she say?
Oh, what did she say? Sorry.
What did he say? I mean, if you don't mind telling me, Sierra.
I'm not going to lie. I started seeing red after something about Coyote and asshole.
I mean, I'm used to that. He'll just shrug like, whatever. You can't hurt me with that one.
That's fair, but this is still my packmate we're talking about.
I understand, and thank you for that.
Like,
look, grief makes people say some crazy things, okay? And I understand that, you know? As long as she didn't throw any aspersions at me or make accusations or something like that or accuse me of anything, he'll shrug. I mean...
I guess, but... You know what? This may be the conservative fury coming out in me. And I'm sorry to go there right now. I feel ways about having someone that is my pack mate, someone that is my blood, essentially, be insulted by a Metis cub that has lost her composure.
He gets a serious look in his face and kind of sits back.
She was baring her fucking teeth at people that were just trying to get to the body to give it a goddamn gathering for the departed. Do you know what happens to ancestor spirits that don't get their proper rights? It's not fun. And she was directly trying to... I'm sorry.
Let it out. Let it out. Let it out, okay? Please. I'd rather you get it out now and just show your red than... Here, you can trust me. Come on. Talk.
She wanted to condemn someone's ancestor spirit to an eternity of fucking torment just to satisfy her own selfish need for closure. There was a time for that shit. There was an entire right that we made for that shit. And she's sitting there baring her teeth and challenging anyone that tries to even come close to her. She is goddamn lucky. She is goddamn lucky because of that. She was this close. She was this close to catching them hands, Jesse. She was this close to catching them hands.
I'll nod.
I've never been close to a frenzy before. Not as close as today. Even my first change didn't end in a frenzy. I accidentally shifted and slipped sideways. I have never been this close.
But what did she say, Sierra?
My issue was, in addition to what she said about you, she was literally hoarding his body and cradling it like a fucking baby. Not even letting anyone that was close to him near him. Otherwise, she was going to claw swipe at them. Her hackles went up. She growled and bared her fangs. As far as I was concerned, she was prepared to make another corpse after we brought one back.
I mean, Sierra, I'm sure the Elder Philodox has been told. And I'm sure if there's any action that can be taken, it will be taken. I mean, grief aside, that does not give you the license to fall outside of propriety. He'll shrug.
She'll look over and she'll say, she's kind of softened up at this point, and she'll say, I would not come at her for breaking the litany. What I would come at her for is disrespecting me and disrespecting my pack. Threatening my pack mates, because she did the same shit to Kate too. And that's when I got up in her face and told her that she was going to stop it.
As important as Lefty was to Kate, she wouldn't even let her near him?
She was actively opposed to it.
Why?
I don't. At this point, it seems like Binary was angry that Kate decided she was gonna get with our pack rather than theirs at the time, and apparently Binary felt ways. Apparently Binary thought it was such a grave ill that she couldn't even say goodbye to, let's be real here, the man she loved.
Okay. I'm going to be blunt. All rivalries aside, right now, the concern I have is that the cub overstepped her bounds. Not the Metis, not anything like that, but the cub overstepped her bounds. Severely.
She'll not. She's following at this point.
If that isn't handled, then it's going to set up a bad precedent involving acceptable behavior in cubs. There's a difference between being so grief-stricken that you have trouble being removed from a body. But to make conscious effort to prevent someone from properly mourning, especially somebody that was close to them, that's out of line for anyone. But for a cub?
It was extremely out of line. She was even refusing the dead mother.
I have been in seps where that level of defiance could earn you ostracism. I would not obviously suggest that in this case.
You really don't want to know what the price was back in my home set.
I imagine it was a fate that some would consider worse than death.
Depending on who it was you pissed off, maybe. Like, they were... That's what Trinity didn't fuck around. They don't
Look,
fuck around.
If Kate's going to have it thrown against her that she abandoned someone or anyone or anything by joining up with our pack, I don't even know who to say or what to do or who to challenge at that point. It is literally just a situation of it would have been a dangerous game for her to be in a pack with the man that you just said she was in love with. And our pack needs a Philodox.
Yeah, that's why I went with your logic. I thought it was a good idea. I still agree that it was a good idea.
It is a good idea. When I first came to this sept, it was very clearly put forth and across to me that Kate had slipped out of contact with several people, that she needed some help being brought back around, that she was growing distant. When I met her, she was sulking in the shadows and in her lupus form all the time. Look at her the last couple of weeks. She's been happy, Sierra. She has hope. She went on mission with us. And yeah, okay, there were some bumps along the way. Yeah, she had a couple of slips. But she got through it. That's all I wanted her to do, was go along and get through it. And you know what? She may have been in love with Lefty. But she didn't act on it. She didn't do anything. And I gotta give her that. And I know how much she loved.
You're right.
I cannot tell you how every day, more and more, that girl makes me proud. I don't even deserve to be her father. It's a gift she's given me. So for someone to sit back and treat her as though she's in the wrong for following her heart and doing what's right. You'll watch me go from coyote asshole to pure plain asshole. And then to righteous asshole very quickly. Because there's something people forget about these and forget about me. I got the blood of coyote running through my veins, and that shit's true. And my spirit lies with him. But I am a damn Garou at the end of the day. And I got rage. And I do not mind showing that to people, especially if they come after what's mine. You, the pack, Kate. I will defend all of you until the breath leaves my lungs and the sight leaves my eyes, and I got nothing left to fight with. So that child better get her ass straight. Because I might not be her papa. Oh, but I swear to God. I'll teach her what apparently her father didn't.
Almost gonna remind people that I'm a Black Fury. People be forgetting that shit.
That is like the most angry anyone has seen Jesse get. He takes a deep breath.
Yeah, no, sure. They all running hot. Rage 4, Rage 5.
He'll take a deep breath, sip his coffee, calm down. Look, whatever this girl said in a fit of rage or anguish or whatever, I don't care so much about he'll wave his hands and kind of like the nuances of it, okay? I imagine it was probably something akin to, with things Kate has said to me versus them, family versus this and that, and, choices being made and all that stuff. Am I right?
Yeah.
The girl has hoped that we would all get along and be one big happy family and sing Kumbaya. And you know what? I am 100% behind that.
So am I. I don't understand why people are trying to turn up.
Because he'll shrug. You know what? Actually, I don't know why. I got a damn clue.
Fuck. Like, god damn.
I thought it was my behavior or something akin to that. Granted, yes, I did have a very long cub, period. But it wasn't without reason. I've made it very clear that my conflicting heritage did make it difficult for me to grasp some of the Garou lessons. I was a late bloomer, okay? He'll just shrug. I didn't change until I was 26. I had already passed my formative years by the time I changed. Most people change when they're in their teens. Maybe tops early 20s. I was 26. By that point, most people figured me a lost cause. So yeah, I fucked off because I didn't see the point. And then once my dad died, I noticed, you're not promised anything. You're not promised tomorrow. And so I put my shit together. If you're going to write me off and throw me down on the ground because of that, fuck you. I ain't done nothing to anybody in this set but try to help them. I do my patrols dutifully. I have taken a mate in honor who was sent to me by an elder of this sect. His kin. I have done everything in my power to learn that man's family, to be a part of his family. I have found and helped form a pack. I ain't trying to say this to boast my own glory, but what have I done?
I'll be honest, I don't fucking know. I wish I knew. If you want, surprisingly enough, you know who one of the calmest people earlier was?
Who?
An Arun of the Fenrir.
That
I might go and tell. Sorry, go ahead.
No, he'll say Fenrir Modai, I think they called him. I'm not sure. I remember it from hearing about things with my sept. Remember, I think Fenrir Arun are either some of the most level-headed people you've ever met because they know they need to control their rage, or they are. He'll just.
At least for the moment, he was pretty level-headed. Except for the part where he said "challenge me or fuck off," but I think that was just everyone starting to feel themselves at that point.
Are you talking about Cole?
Yeah, Cole.
No, he's good people. He's good folk.
I know he's down. I know he was going to be in binaries and lefties pack and all that. If you want to figure out what's up, I can talk to him about it. Maybe good to get his perspective.
Look, there ain't no figuring out what's up. They made a choice based on a first impression that they obviously, and you know what? That's fine. Whatever. I don't have time for this. You don't have time for this. None of us have time for this. They want to weaken themselves by forgetting that the strength of the wolf is in the pack and the strength of the pack is in the wolf. My hands are so washed clean of that blood. They're just going to lose more of their pack mates. My priority lies with you and Kyle and Gabby and Kate and Nick.
Yeah. You're right. You're right.
I don't want to see Kate lose. Kate can be manipulated so easily by playing on her family, her need for family, and that connection. She doesn't want to lose those that are important to her. And I know that. And I don't blame her after what she's lost. But I have seen where it seems like people know that that's a weakness to her and are quick to exploit it to get her to do what they want. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's just plain abusive as fuck. I can't fight her battles for her. But as a father, that's hard as shit for me to watch. That hurts, Sierra. Yeah, I get that when I signed up for this, that I signed up to take her pains, too. And having to watch her struggle. And I would do it 1,000 times over and again, but it doesn't mean I like it.
That's fair. Yeah. I'm sorry to have turned this about me. I know that. Huh?
You did? I didn't.
I've felt I did, but I don't know. I'm just apologizing just in case.
Mm-mm. I ain't a Philodox. I don't know what to say about binary. She want to talk shit. She keeps talking shit. I'll take her to the challenge circle.
All right. Fair enough. I'm not gonna take over your shit like that. If that's how you think it should be handled, then I'll trust you.
You think there's another way to handle it?
Put on an ascot and beat the shit out of her.
Why the ascot?
She'll shrug.
Pinky's up, bitch. From now on, whenever I meet anyone in the challenge circle for you, I'm going to wear an ascot.
For the love of God, please wear an ascot.
He'll nod. So it be done. I'm blue booking this shit later. He'll smile. Sounds like it was a really rough time. I'm sorry I wasn't there. This is the second time the fight has broken out in which I was somewhere else. I feel kind of guilty about that. I'm not going to lie. Not like survivor's guilt, not that bad, but definitely some how does this keep happening guilt.
You're good. You're good. I think it's good that I think more rage in that clusterfuck would have just been much worse. I don't mean no offense, but I almost went fire and blood on that fucking Glasswalker.
God, I wish he would have sometimes though. Look, I don't know what to say about her. He'll just hold his hands up.
I almost went fire and blood. It was gonna get bad. Like Abby was probably gonna have to hold me back. There would have. Oh no.
Do me a favor. I gotta run out to the maze. I gotta run out to the maze. Come on, run with me, will you? Not literally. We don't have to run. Just walk with me.
Fuck it. I could use the movement. I don't think I'm gonna sleep too much anyway. I have to set up the.
I got to. You know, like I got a little too hot there for a moment, and I gotta check up on my kinfolk eventually, and smoke a bowl and take a long bath. And I was thinking about maybe getting a ferret. He'll nod.
Why the fuck do you need a ferret?
Why the fuck do I not need a ferret?
Damn it.
He'll just shrug. I just want a spirit. Got too much to ask.
I mean, I can't soak up, at least not tonight. I do have to prepare for the ride for Themis tomorrow. That has to be fucking on point.
I am going to be there for that.
She gonna be there. Yeah, no, yeah, that's gonna be. Yeah, it's gonna be a big deal. I mean, me and Kyle, and anyone else that wants to assist is gonna.
I can assist. Does that mean I can't smoke out tonight, though?
I mean, you can. I just feel ways about me being on an altered state of mind while doing rights. But I mean, I was high on a spirit quest like once. Don't do it. Don't fucking do it.
I don't do rights while I'm high. You know, I know how to do rituals, right? I know quite a few. I know, like he'll like start thinking like.
I'm saying, do you do them high? I know you. Yeah.
Yeah.
The fuck? Damn. All right.
I know 6 whole rights. He'll smile big. Peyote, girl. Come on.
Okay, I have done that peyote at least once. It was all right. It was pretty good. I ain't gonna front.
They're just they're walking. Whenever you want to say they come across Dazzles, Miss ST, you may. You switched, by the way.
As you all are walking, you're gonna see someone walking in the distance. Probably won't recognize her until you get a little closer, but whatever you choose to do with that.
Yeah, so he'll give her a wave. A very polite, nice wave.
Sierra will wave and tilt her head up, and she'll say, "Good evening, Dalsis Raya."
She gives a half-hearted nod.
She tilts her head back down, and Sierra's gonna look around. Are there any like other people around?
Not really. Probably
Okay.
somewhere in the middle of the sept, covered by trees and stuff.
All right. So Sierra will look to Dazzles and say, I'd rather not ask you. I'd rather ask you this question now while there aren't as many people to see you. If that makes any sense. But how are you holding up, Raya?
She takes a deep breath. Her cheeks are stained with tears. So is hers. Whatever she's wearing, her eyes are puffy. As well as I can.
Understood, Raya. I'm sorry.
For what?
I was the one leading the group. I should have saw that coming. I shouldn't have let him leave my sight. I should have been more attentive.
She smiles. She puts a hand on Sierra's shoulder. It's not your fault. It could have happened to any one of you. It was just bad luck that it happened to him. And he's a Cleoth now. He can make his own decisions. I don't blame anybody for his death. He went out fighting. That's all any Garou can ask for. I just saw so much potential in him. The nation lost a very valuable Garou today.
She nods. I'm also sorry for my inability to handle the... She has to look and think until she finally thinks fuck it, and Dazzles can see Sierra's fuck it face. And she says, the clusterfuck earlier.
Yeah. I was trying not to be too overbearing and let people feel their emotions, but I have to have a very serious talk with Binary. She's probably not going to like what I have to say.
All respect, Raya. That's fine, because I don't think any of us liked what she had to say.
No.
I still don't know what it was. He'll lean in and whisper that.
I'm just gonna say that Dazzles is gonna hear that. She's gonna look at Jesse. She's going to say, I promise you it was nothing good. She feels that Kate chose you over Lefty. Which I know that that's not the case. I've had many conversations with Kate. I've even gotten to know you.
I'll smile.
There's a lot of things Binary does not understand, and they were arguing, and I got between them and told them both that they didn't know the extent of what they were talking about, and they really needed to stop, because they don't. so much Kate has needed a family. And while she was close with Binary and even Lefty, I didn't see a real change in her until I asked you to get close to her as a fellow Uktena. She needed that. She needed someone of her tribe, of her people. There's only so much the rest of us can do.
I don't like to take too much credit for Kate's accomplishments. She is a very strong young woman, and I think that part of what I did was just let her talk. To be honest, I just let her talk. I listened, and I didn't judge her.
Lefty tried his best to take care of her, which I'm sure that's why they got as close as they did. But even then, with him doing his own thing, and then when he became Cleof, he kind of separated himself from the Cubs, from me, which I expected him to do. I think Kate felt a little lost when he did that.
I can understand that.
And people have to keep, I think the Binary especially has forgotten her situation and what she came from. I'm not saying that she needs to be coddled because of it, but Kate's been through a lot. And she still has a very strong connection to very dangerous leeches.
There is something that I look forward to. It's a secret of mine. But I don't really see the need to keep the secret. Do you want to know what it is?
I'll nod.
I look forward to the day she surpasses me. And I know she will one day. One day, I'm going to look at her, and I'm going to see that she has become so much better than me, than what I ever could have been. And on that day, I am going to know a pride like I have never known before. And I can't wait for that day.
It took all I had today to not rip the body of Lefty away from Binary and just go off on her right in front of everybody. But I knew that she was grieving and lashing out. No, it doesn't make it right, but it wasn't the time and place to really deal with it. Eventually, she got talked out of hanging on to him. I was able to give Kate her goodbye with him, as private as it could be.
You know, every once in a while, the coyote in me just says something in my brain that's like, no, shut up. Don't say that out loud. That just happened. He just smiles and sips his tumbler of coffee. She can tell that whatever it was so absurd, it was brilliant.
She just kind of shakes her head.
I'll grin at her like this big coyote-ish grin.
To vocalize it, Sierra has been sitting for the past 5 to 10 minutes trying to not go in a World Star hip-hop level rant.
Dazzles will
Like you
turn
whiten
to
up.
Dazzles
Sorry.
will turn to Sierra and look at her, and she'll say, "There is no one around but you, me, and Jesse. Just say what you want to say."
Right, she was like 2 seconds away from catching some hot hands like she wouldn't believe. Fire and blood, blood and fire.
Mm-hmm.
Dazzles will nod. "I know. I saw."
Like, oh, listen, Ryan, I know I'm not a badass yet. I'm no Adrian or Athro.
I mean, I think it'd be badass, but go on.
Dazzles will give a little bit of a smile.
I'm still a Black Fury, and I do not appreciate it when others are prevented from expressing their own vulnerability.
Do you know that I was about 2 seconds away from calling in everybody's favorite Fiona?
I mean, ooh,
You know it's bad when I consider that. Luckily,
yeah,
it didn't have to get to that point, but I was very seriously considering it.
yeah. Luckily, right? We managed to de-escalate the situation.
Indeed. Perhaps I coddled her too much.
You know, I could always adopt her, and then we could be a whole big happy family too. I went and said, God damn it! I went and said it. He just throws his hands up like, well, fuck, there it is. It's out there. But he this time actually looks like he's fucking joking, not like the first time.
She smiles, and she says, I have to remind her why she's even here in the first place. She's forgotten what she's done and why she's here.
And both our curiosity flaws activate.
Yeah, I'm trying so hard not to, but curiosity.
I'm not even gonna let y'all roll. Like it's auto.
I rolled 5 ones. Please continue. Just ignore the Discord, whatever. The dice roller is broken.
Sure she hasn't told anybody. It's really not a secret. The second day that she was a Garu, the day after she changed, she broke the litany.
What'd you do?
She told an internet friend what she was. And that internet friend was here in San Diego. And that's why she's here.
That's really bad.
Jesse, I need to get an ascot.
I'm the one that's gonna wear the ascot. You can't take that from me.
Now,
we'll get you some braces to wear.
I know how she was raised. She was locked in a room with no human contact except for someone that they called her handler until she changed. And then right after she changed, she was sent here. So she had some extreme phobias and issues she needed to overcome before she could even think about being in the city. Which is why I took away the teepees. Why I tried to get her to interact as much as I could with other Garu, with sending her on missions so that she could be around people and in the city. But in all that, I think she's forgotten why she's here and her purpose is to make up for what she's done, and she cannot become a Cleoth until that is handled. Because no tribe is going to accept her with that on her soul, with something so grievous that she's done. She must remedy before she can join a tribe. Now, I'm no Philodox, but I am her den mother. I am responsible for her. It is my responsibility to make sure that she gets the proper education. And by properly educating her, I also send her to others that know, especially more about her auspice, but also that can help me with the situation at hand. Rights to the Rules has decided that she needs to go and speak with the person in person that she told and convince them that she was lying. And if the person cannot be convinced, she needs to protect the veil. And I think we all know what that means.
I just don't want to see Kate get. I don't want to see this versus mentality used against Kate anymore. She keeps having this idea of choosing me over other people thrown in her face.
I don't really understand that mentality either. She can be close to more than one person. More than one Garou. I mean, that's what a pack is all about. You're close to everyone in your pack. And even when packs form alliances, they can sometimes become as close as if they were in their own pack. Tomorrow, before Lefty's funeral, I am going to take Binary aside, and we are going to have a very serious discussion. And she's going to understand that if she doesn't straighten up, she's not going to have a tribe. She's not going to be able to function as a Garou, and because she's Metis, do you know what that means?
Oh yeah.
If she cannot prove herself, she will be disposed of. And I don't think she understands how serious that is. So I have to make her understand, which means I have to do some things and say some things that I don't like to say and do. But I don't have any options anymore.
I have an idea. I have an idea.
What's your idea?
How do you feel about scaring the ever-living hell out of her? I've already changed
How do you...
once. I told Kate a tale. A cautionary tale. Because of her and Lefty. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, I do. And actually, I had prepared for that. You know, I sent out Symphony of Memes to seek out a pregnant Garou with a Metis and record her giving birth so that I could show the video to Kate and Lefty if I needed to. Have you ever seen that happen?
He'll nod. I've seen a Metis birth, yes. I've seen a couple.
They're not pretty.
No. It's nothing like having a child tear itself out of your uterus. But I told Kate the story of the first Metis and the first Ronin. I'm very familiar with it.
As am I.
What if you dumped Binary out in the woods? And Uncle Jesse told her a story the hard way. I have bound disguised spirits to me before. He'll give a smile.
She considers that for just a moment, but then he'll say, if it comes to that, it might be necessary, but I want to see if I can get through to her first. Without having to resort to that kind of psychological torture.
Yeah, making somebody think you done set the first menace on him might be a bit much, I'm not gonna lie.
Another thought of mine for scaring her, she does air quotes, was to take her to a more traditional sept and show her exactly how a lot of medicine in the nation are traded.
Just drop her off in a Fianna sept.
Well, I wouldn't drop her off. She's my cub. I wouldn't leave her, but
Obviously.
take her to it. Not all Fianna septs are that way. A good majority of them are, though.
We'll heard tales.
Well, there's also Drinks to Justice, Raya. I'm sure she could use an assistant for the next couple of weeks.
Oh, believe me, I've thought of that too. But I think that she, as I said before, she's forgotten.
I mean, one thing I could do is honestly challenge her for her words. I could just show her, you're gonna talk shit, you're gonna get hit. You wanna play, do the Garu way. He'll shrug, he'll throw his hands up. Just do it the way Garu do, show her. This is the way it's gonna be. You're gonna talk about me, you're gonna face me in the challenge circle.
It is your right to do that if you so choose.
Do you think I should, to be honest? I don't want to. But at the same time, there's a part of me that's saying that she got to learn. You can't talk about somebody. You can't do that.
Let me talk to her first and see if she actually meant what she said. If she did, then I will tell her that she needs to say those words to your face. And if she can't do it, if she won't do it on her own, I will make her. Because if you're going to talk about somebody and say things about them in front of others, shouldn't you be able to tell them to their face?
I don't know how things run in this sept, but back in my home sept, cubs weren't afforded the right of the Garu Nation. And if anybody above Cleith to Elder decided that you were about to become on the floor for talking, that's what happened. I don't want to do that to your cubs, so I haven't done anything yet. I'm trying out of respect for you and for the sept to challenge her in the first place. That's not even the way that I was brought up. I don't know how the sept goes. I don't know if you consider cubs to be outside of the he kind of like rolls his hands, the afforded respects and responsibilities of full Garu.
They do not have the full rights. They can't leave sept by themselves. They are supposed to do whatever anyone of higher rank asks of them. requests of them, tells them. And she refused me today. I am an Athro of this nation and the Den Mother, and she refused my order. It took all I had not to put her on the floor in front of everybody. But I didn't want to do that to Lefty's body because she was clutching it so tight. I didn't want to risk defiling his body. So I let her act that way. But if she even so much as looks at me sideways tomorrow, the story will be much different. And Dazzles is like completely serious and let her. She even has her fist clenched.
Ooh, child, the guy getting hot.
Yeah.
As we realized that Dazzles was imminent strike.
Right.
Dazzles has her secrets.
Dazzles, you bring her to me, and she says these words in my face. Straight up, I'm asking you right now for permission to just put her in the ground. Not in it, on it. Fine. You a cub. You ain't afforded the rights to the challenge circle.
She nods. Yes. She needs to be reminded of her place.
He shakes his head. It's very clear that he does not like this, but he is more than willing to do it. He really does not like to hurt people or make people suffer or things. And it's pretty clear. Dude could have been a child of Gaia.
Well, she would much rather have him, smack her down than dump her in the middle of the woods and pretend to be the first metas.
Yeah,
so,
he'll nod and he'll say, okay. Hopefully she realizes that maybe in a fit of grief she may have said some things and blah, 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 blah. She'll roll this hand. You get me. And sip his coffee. If not, and she comes in my face and she talks that good shit, talk shit, get hit, and I'll put her on the floor.
Sounds very reasonable to me.
Look at Sierra. I will make absolutely sure to have an ascot to put on. I will bind it myself tonight.
All I'm saying is, while throw them words, be ready to throw them hands.
I can throw my hands. I don't think anybody realizes yet that the reason I don't like throwing my hands is because I have trouble controlling it when I do.
Dazzles, reference.
Yeah, it does stand to mention for Dazzle, Sierra's not this violent. She must be running real hot right now.
Oh, yeah, she, well, Dazzle still kind of is too. She, she did take rage in that scene. Sierra.
Oh, yes, Dazzle's right.
You're still pretty amped up, huh?
Do you want to spar with me?
Yes, right. I'll be honest, I haven't had any time to run.
Do you want to spar with me? I need to get some out as well. I can spar with both of you if you'd like.
I am very well aware of how good at fighting the children of Gaia are. When you need to fight you. Are we doing it in our people form, or are we doing it in our big form with claws, rah rah?
She shakes her head. No, and even if we did, I have a gift that makes it to where I cannot harm you past a certain point. But just in our Hamid forms is fine.
He'll point between him and Sierra and is like, if we die, do us a favor and bury us with our feet pointing at each other and our hands over our hearts with our shoe over them, so the people ask what the fuck is going on. Okay.
You're not gonna die from bashing.
Why did I not have confidence when you said that? He just walks like I'm gonna die.
You're not gonna die.
You're gonna beat me to death. We gonna get dead. He'll kind of throw his arm around like Sierra, like hugging her, like you're gonna die.
You can refuse. This is not an order. This is just an offer.
Just don't hit my face because I'd like to see my kinfolk later. So, don't do that.
I'll be honest, right? I definitely relish the chance to experience combat with someone that has had far more experience than I have. Homegirl's taking off her jacket. She looks like about this. As out of character, this is the highest her rage has ever been in games, so she's kind of looking at new horizons right now.
Jesse's gonna peel his shirt off and kind of drop it next to his like keys and his tumbler and stuff like that. They do notice he has a couple of tattoos. And it'll kind of stretch out.
We don't have to roll. We don't have to roll dice or anything. If you want to just end the scene with them sparring, we can do that.
Speed me, I like it. Anyway.
Unless you absolutely want to play out the ass beating.
I'm not particularly keen to play my character getting his ass completely whooped and or miraculously whooping her ass. Neither of these need to happen.
Let me make.
I have to do a follow-up scene with you, so there we go.
Right.
I just need to make one informational willpower check.
Do it.
Not willpower check. Okay. That is very middle of the line. Awesome.
Hi. Once, by the way, they're done whooping each other's asses and are nice and frothy and sweaty while he's all fucking glistening, he's gonna call his kinfolk up like, yeah, baby. I'm not fucking around, by the way. He's actually gonna do that. He'll send a selfie, like, get over here.
Yeah. Nick will look at that selfie and he won't waste any time.
Yeah, boy. We can end the scene with that.
Okay, sounds good to me.
I'm gonna press that button now. Bye, players. Bye, watchers. Later.